so the financial collapse as such hasn't been as big of an issue. I mean, financially I'm destroyed, and I haven't really been that concerned about it because I see that there's these bigger issues lingering on the horizon that seem to be much more serious issues. And as of late, since Steve Jobs died especially, I've been very, very discouraged by the situation. I'll spend the rest of my life sort of paying for my miscalculation on his ability to survive, as part of my goals in life sort of depended on, at some point, passing off some technology that I have to he and his company. And I may end up doing that anyway. I've gone back and forth several times about how I'm going to adjust to his passing. In 1997, I reinvented the digital computer basically from the digital gate up. And so I'm sitting on some potentially very valuable and also strategic technology that could transform humanity yet again. And as far as the applications of this technology and how it relates to the continuity of humanity in the long term and the potential integration of humanity with the technology that I mentioned earlier, it's very strategic. It's very integral, you might say. I'm not sure that this technology will ever be developed if I don't present it. I'm not that clear on the nature of the multiverse as it relates to these sorts of time-space excursions. But what has happened in the United States in the stock market, for example, is very the corruption that the day traders are engaged in, and these people who make their living off of parasitic transactions in the financial industry. This has got to go. I mean, not only is it bad from that perspective, but the understanding that I'm bringing to the table, these people are my gravest enemies, because hypertime, the potential to time travel, reveals this sort of activity is extremely dubious on another scale, on the scale that these sorts of things are not random, that they're predictable, exploitable, that time and space are not what they appear to be. It challenges the very fabric of our culture, and so it's very, very touchy stuff, and very, very real stuff from the perspective of anyone who has properly engaged it. And so there's this relationship between time and space, and you know, if there is a way to send messages or signals through time, which is one of the potentially the other technologies that I'm sitting on, then that is going to completely transform our understanding of the nature of our being as it relates to the connectedness of our beings to other beings. And so this connection is going to become more obvious with the digital world, since we're all going to be virtually, physically connected with this technology. Hello, this is technology. This isn't me that you're looking at. This is a recording of me. I'm not this. You forget that when you're watching this. We all do it, don't worry. But that's the transparency. That's the sort of unconscious cooperation that has caused the trouble that we're in with these corrupt systems that have exploited the workforce. And so, how is that going to be resolved? I don't know. Clearly, the people who are trying to occupy Wall Street, you know, I've heard all this crap about Occupy Wall Street's an inside job. Well, not all inside jobs are bad. That's my take on it. I'm not sure that I'm going to participate in it. I think the idea, in essence, is very, very good. I think that if the stock market could be shut down, I think that would prevent the creation of these monstrous companies. These companies exist because of the stock market. Microsoft was able to do the sort of exploitation they do. The big companies are protected legally, illegally, because of their financial resources, and that they get legal immunity to crimes that most people, if they committed as an individual, would be locked away forever for committing. This is wrong. That they can get together as these gangs and use this sort of corrupt system to perpetuate their existence, their replication. This is a huge problem. How is it going to be resolved? I don't know. But I know how it could be resolved, how I don't want to see it resolved. And I don't want to be a part of that, but I'm already attached to it. There's no way. And I gave them, this is the message I gave to this mafia yesterday. I said, look, shut the fucking nuclear reactors down or else. Because I think what's going to happen is that as a organism, I think the planet, the solar logos, as it represents the manifestation of Earth, could have a sort of immune response in which the creator of the disease is attacked. And I think that since these devices are connected to the electrical infrastructure, the clear way for the solar logos to respond would be to send an event that would rectify the situation. And that could happen overnight. We could have dozens of Fukushimas happening simultaneously all over the world. I mean, France, as far as my analysis, buying France out of the nuclear pony, the nuclear power pony, they're strategically seemingly the most dependent on nuclear power. And I think that's doable. But at the same time, I think that the people that have perpetuated this problem need to be held accountable. I'm not sure that they should be bought out. I'm not saying that they should be killed out, but I'm saying that we're all going to be killed out if something's not done about it. No more dumb nuclear scum. So this is the message that I've been delivering for the past while. Seemingly the most important message. Of course, you figured out I'm all my mom's fault. My mother and her bright ideas. I tell her, oh Mom, I got so much work to do. Just concentrate on the most important thing. Just move on to the next most important thing. Oh, I'm working on the most important things in the world. It's your fault. That's where it's led me. I should stop listening to Mom's philosophy. She's brainwashed. She'll never believe that the moon landings were faked. And the space money mafia, because of who I am and the strategic nature of the gambit on what I represent, have created special newscasts for her and my family. And there's like all this incredible brainwashing. Some of my friends were watching Farscape while it was playing. Most of them didn't know that they were being psychologically manipulated with that show. It's a huge scandal. Their attitudes, their perception of that line between fantasy and reality as it relates to real people and real things. My whole country, our whole world, the whole Western world has been punked by these people. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Forsaken provocation. Hands of the heart, a shadow nation. So I've almost got that done. There's still a few more things I want to do with the song before I release it. Something happens to me, somebody tries to sell my music, please rip it off and send it around. Don't buy it from somebody that isn't representing me. Same thing with any books about me, any this other stuff. It really makes me sick to see how much these people have made off of Stargate and Farscape and all the other references. I don't know what to do about it. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. I might be wrong. If you have any suggestions, let me know. It's been a long, strange trip. There's different attitudes, different people that know different things. But if you're one of the people in one of these cults, if you're inside the government, the military, intelligence, and you're not questioning your orders, you're part of the problem. If you're not questioning what's really going on and whether or not you're being told the truth about why you're doing what you're doing, you're part of the problem. I'm not saying there has to be a reason for everything, but if you think there's a reason and that reason's wrong, then you're also wrong. You're acting inappropriately, whether you realize it or not. And it's usually ignorance. There's also malevolent people who intentionally manipulate things, take advantage of things that other people don't know. Sometimes they even think they're doing it for good reasons. They're their own worst enemies in my book. They're the real crazy ones. Criminally insane. Long hike today. Long hike, long overdue. If you're someone who has donated to my astrophotometry project, I really appreciate that donation. My fundraising effort was sort of cut short by this sort of malfeasance that goes on outside of your ability to see, my ability to present what's going on to you, and I apologize for that. These cults, I can't really explain exactly all of their methods, but I don't think they understand things as well themselves, and so I don't really want to be at odds with them, but it is what it is.